What's up, everybody? I'm gonna do a product review, game review, state of the game, whatever, of Titanfall. It came out last Sunday. I was able to get a little bit of pre-access via a VPN, and I put 60 hours. Let's see here. Um, I'll show you in a little bit. Basically, put about 60 hours in this game this last week. I was going really hard, trying to get leveled up. I got all the way up to Gen 5, and then I kind of stopped just because, as you'll see in a second, in order to get the Gen 6, you have to complete the Gooser challenge all the way up to level 5, which the Gooser challenge is you have to kill, for level 5, 50 pilots while they're ejecting, which to me is uh, an insane challenge. I've altogether currently killed 3 ejecting pilots in all my gameplay. So I plan on being stuck on Gen 5 for a little while. Um, but overall, what is the game? The game is a first-person shooter and a mech shooter. So, as I'm sure a lot of you, there's been a lot of commercial advertisement for this game. So, you you start out as a person, as an individual. You got your armor, your weapon, all that good jazz stuff, and then as you kill other people or accomplish different things, tasks, um, you end up being able to call in your Titan. You can customize not only your personal player but also your Titan to be faster, slower. The faster guys have less armor. The slower guys have a ton of armor. Your different weapons that each player and your Titan use, all the way from your ordnance. So you can do satchel charges, which is C4, all, to your arc grenade, which is a um, like kind of like an EPM or something electronic pulse, distorts everything to where no one can see anything. Your enemy, once you hit them with it, can't see anything. So you got your campaign mode, which your campaign mode basically is just multiplayer with a little bit of a storyline. And what I mean by that is you go into it, it's just like any other lobby, and you play different styles of game, mostly attrition and hardpoint, where you have to hold different points. Um, I think those are the only two in there, and that's basically it. It gets you kind of warmed up, kind of shows you like two different styles of play. In the classic play, there's attrition, which is strictly team deathmatch. Last Titan standing, which is kind of a Hawken, if anybody's familiar with that. You're just playing with your Titans, and you can get out of them, but whoever has the last Titan standing wins the match. Hard point domination, which, like I said, is you have A, B, and C, and you've got to hold. Is you got to each one, like for each one you hold, you get a point per second or something like that, and it's to 400 points. Whoever gets to 400 points faster. Capture the flag, pretty simple. Go to the other team's base, get their flag, take it back to your base, and your flag has to be there. Pilot Hunter, um, is kind of like a um, I don't know how to say it properly. We played a game when we were kids. It's called Smear the Something, where one person was chosen and everybody had to go kill him, which is basically what Pilot Hunter is. And then your variety pack, which is you go in there, and each time you go through a match, you're gonna play something different. There's different maps also, which I think is really cool. Between the different maps and different playing style, it definitely does have a large variety for individuals who don't like a certain thing about it. I have heard a lot of complaining about certain weapons. You know, the shotgun's OP, the smart pistol's OP. Um, what I've found though, while the smart pistol is OP if you don't see the player right away, if you see the player right away and and then you're usually able to kill them because they have to wait a certain amount of time for that smart pistol to lock onto you for you to use it. But if they see you first and they've got a smart pistol, you're pretty much dead. So I can see the disadvantages and advantages of both. Shotgun obviously is one shot, one kill if you're in close range, two shot kills if you're at a medium range. Um, I personally think they did a pretty good job of evening out the different weaponry in the game. Um, The load time in between rounds is a bit extreme. It's about 90 seconds. And then if the other team quits, if it gets below 3 players on any given team, you have to start all over. So sometimes you can wait up to 2, 3, even 5 minutes in between rounds to start your next match. I think that's a little bit much, but it does give you the opportunity to go through and check your stats, check your check your challenges, set up your new loadouts if you get any new weapons and stuff. My overall time in game is 2 days, 15 hours, and 23 minutes so far. That's actually playing the game. Um, I personally, as you can see, play more pilot. I like to, my personal opinion on the matter is if I can pull my Titan in and distract the other Titan, and then I can jump on the rodeo the other Titan, and I can do two, like double the damage. And if he's not really gonna want to hop out of his Titan while he's facing another Titan, so that's how I use my Titan. A lot of other people view it as, oh, it's 2 lives, so why not hop in your Titan? To me, you're in a larger, much bigger target, a much less mobile target. So I personally do not like to get in my Titan unless I'm doing the challenges. Um, Also, playing as a female character, that's something that I did find. It gives you a smaller silhouette. It's a smaller character. It's harder to see, harder to shoot. So well, when I first started out, I saw some dudes playing as females, and I saw people like, oh, why are you playing as a female? And then I actually found out the actual logistic or the logical reason as to why to play as a female character. Um, Things that I think need to change in the game are there are no global rankings or any sort of ranking system in the game. So the only thing you have to go off of is that right there, which is what generation the player is and what level in that generation they are. Which Generation 523 is pretty high right now. I've seen one Generation 9 level 50, which is just insane. I know there was a group of like 5 guys that did a race, and they were at Gen 8 the last I checked, but I wasn't there. I didn't get on my computer on Sunday, so I don't know what level, that if they actually beat the whole thing or not. Um, but the challenges really slow you down for genning up, and the each time you gen up, you get 10% or 20% more XP. So right now I'm getting 150% XP, but with the challenges, I could get all the way to 50, and I can't gen up because I haven't completed all the challenges, which I guarantee I will not complete the ejecting pilot ones. So that's a little bit frustrating to be held back by something like that, and have no control over it as a player. A lot of people from the Call of Duty world that play this game wish that there was a something to get out of ginning up, because right now all it is you get this cool little tag right there. That's it. It's a pride factor, if anything. So for me, I personally do not like games that when you get more experience in the game, you get better stuff. To me, it's a double negative, per se, because as a new player, I want to come in and still be able to compete. Whereas if you come into games like Battlefield, for example, you're coming in, you don't know the maps, you don't know how to play, your team's going to get frustrated with you because you don't know how to play, and then they've got all these awesome weapons and everything that you don't have, and they don't understand why you're sucking so bad. So, to me, keeping a level playing field of you, as soon as you get to level 50, you have all the weapons and everything. You don't have to regen. So, I think that's a really cool thing on my side, because it really opens the playing field. You can get all the way up to level 50 in 15 or so hours of gameplay, 15, 16, whatever hours of gameplay. So anybody that's playing this even moderately could easily get to level 50 within a week or two, and then all of a sudden they're on the same playing field as the guys, and with the same weapons and everything and abilities as the guys that have played for months or years or whatever down the road. So I think that's really cool. I do wish that there was something, maybe even just a customization factor, to be able to customize your pilot, as far as the different like outfits. If you could choose your coloring, something like that, camo pack, something that doesn't really affect your ability to perform against other players, but it does allow you to kind of stand out, individualize yourself, and feel accomplished in what you have done, other than just having this cool little tag by your name. So I hope that they add something in there. I hope they add the global rankings. so that you can see how you're performing against other people. The cool thing about this game, and the reason I like a lot of multiplayer games, is I paid $60 for this game, and I've already gotten, like I said, about 60 hours worth of gameplay in on it. Over 60 hours of gameplay on it. So to me, it's already paid itself off. I already have, or else I still have like hundreds of hours of gameplay before I ever get to Generation 10 and get all the way up there to be able to say, I beat everything. The generations. The cool thing about the challenges though is it does force you to use different weapons. I would never use some of the weapons that I was forced to use through the generations so far, but yet I not only had to use them, but I had to accomplish all 5 levels of the challenges for them. So I had to somewhat become proficient in each weapon. So I think that's a really cool thing. I think it really motivates people to get better at the game. Um, However, like I said, some of the challenges I do think are a little bit ridiculous. And I wish that there was some way to choose when you accomplished each one. Like maybe if you wanted to start out and you just had a list of all the challenges and say, hey, pick 4 challenges and those are the ones you got for Gen 1. For Gen 2, here, pick next 4. You've already completed these 4. You can't pick any more of these, so pick the next. Then you pick 5, and then Gen 4, 6, and so on and so forth. And then those hard challenges like the Gooser, I could save those for Gen 10, and I could still generate Gen up and accomplish what I'm hoping to accomplish, which is all the way up to level up, and then save those really hard ones for the end when I'm really experienced and just kind of bored and don't really have anything else to do but sit there and try and pick off ejecting pilots, which to me is extremely difficult. But either way, I think this game is absolutely worth it. I've heard a lot of negativity from certain people saying this is just Call of Duty, all this is whatever. I don't listen to that stuff very much at all. I think that this is a Hawkins slash Call of Duty mashup, which I think they did very successfully for all the different aspects of this game. From the AI, I didn't even mention that they've got Spectras, which are machine AI, and Grunts, which are like person AI, and that to me adds an awesome factor to it, because even if you're getting owned facing the other players, you can go through and kill the Grunts and the Spectras and the non-functioning robots and stuff, and still feel like you're accomplishing something. So I think with all the aspects between the Titans, the AI, and the PvP, I think Respawn did a great job of really making all those balanced and bringing it all together. There's very few times that I see a game this complex come together the way it does and really perform so smoothly. So props to them. If you're interested in checking out the game, it's on Origin, not on Steam, which I'm very happy about. I'm not a big fan of Steam, but yet Steam seems to be the powerhouse right now in the gaming market for PC. So good on Origin for getting this game, and I hope that they pick up a lot more games that aren't as mainstream the way Steam does, so that I can start transitioning over and stop using Steam so much. So anyway, I hope this was useful. If you have any questions or concerns or suggestions, feel free to comment below, message me. I'm always here, always try to make myself available. Check out for the gameplay itself, check out my Twitch. I will be streaming this game quite a bit, trying to get all leveled up and probably cussing out the game for these trying to kill ejecting pilots and whatever other future challenges I have to face. So hopefully you're having a great day. If not, I hope it gets better. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you soon. All right, bye guys and girls.